Hello everyone, and welcome to another unboxing from Always Play Blue. Today we're going to look at ANKH, a 2 to 5 player miniatures based game designed by Eric Lang and published by Simon. Okay, before I go on, just wanted to say that this isn't my copy of the game. I didn't back this game. I don't know too much about it. So if I get things wrong with the characters, the models, or any of the components in that, I've browsed through the Kickstarter campaign just to get an idea of it. But my good friend who got me into this hobby, she's seen me doing the unboxing videos and clearly decided I needed more of a challenge. And what a challenge this is! As soon as I said yes, I googled pictures of people that already received the copies and saw the amount of content this game comes with. So it was quite nerve-wracking going through this. It's a long process, but we're going to get stuck in. So the box itself, it's got a really nice linen finish. I've got the Zombicide, couple of the Zombicide games, the Black Plague ones. It's that kind of linen finish to the box, really nice. The rule book, nice and thick and glossy. Shows the basic components there. I don't think those images on that page do the models justice. We'll see when we get to them later on. There are a lot of miniatures in this game that I'll be going through. So that's just breaking down winning the game, always important. I like to try and it's always a good idea to tell people the sort of the winning conditions of a game before you start playing, instead of just playing through. I find nice to give them a goal to get to, and then just a breakdown rule summary. That's nice. Here we go. So this is the scenarios book, and this is a really really cool thing they've done because they've got sort of different map layouts and different starting positions, I think. But they've done them all for different player counts. So there you can see there's just 2 of you playing. They control the map so it's a bit better, so you're not all just spaced out. So they've got different scenarios for different player counts. 2 to 4, 3 to 5. I think that's a really good idea because you don't want this game to get stale or to be boring because you're all on different parts of the map not really interacting. So it controls all that. Next up we've got sort of the boards and tokens. Now I know, and there's another box in this pile of stuff that I've got here that's all of this but much nicer versions. Not to say these aren't nice. A lot of games come with this sort of, I mean, it's just very thin glossy card and it does the job, but I know a lot of people like sturdier stuff, and there's sort of there's a couple of boards that got like you can punch out holes to sit tokens in as well, and again with these I think that city token, the hex token at the top there, comes as a 3D model in one of the other boxes, so we'll see that later on hopefully. And then the board itself, which I watched the unboxing that Board Game Barbecue did, and the guy on there mentioned how detailed the artwork was, and I didn't really come across. I was watching it on my phone, it's a small screen, but folding this out, it's just beautiful. Like the detail on the water, it's not just blue. There's sort of the lines around the coast, around the delta there. You've got the little town in the middle there. Really nice detail on that map. Which we're going to completely cover with giant miniatures. And then so we'll move that box contains all the miniatures. We'll just look at what's underneath on the tray. So these are some more boards that will be upgraded in another box that she's handed me here. Because this is someone else's copy as well, I'm not going to open up everything. Like this is going to be a long video as it is, so I don't really want to go through every single card and every single board. So I'll leave some of this stuff shrink wrapped. I know you've got the player boards that were there. There's thicker cardboard versions of those coming on later on. And then these, this is an interesting mechanic in the game where I don't know what stage in the game, but the 2 players that are furthest away from victory, it gets to a point where you basically merge and become a team and then work together to beat the game. And those tokens there sort of give you extra things you do and tell you how you work as a merged team. But this is, let's be honest, the bread and butter of a Simon game, the miniatures. So we've got the coloured bases that go on the, so you've got your coloured characters there. So whatever god you pick, you'll be that colour. But you have the grey ones. I don't know, there's things like guardians and all sorts in this game. And you stick those bases underneath them to sort of designate that you're using that monster on your team. It belongs to the blue player or the red player. These cowl miniatures, they are, for a miniature so small, they're so detailed. As I said at the beginning, I don't know what a lot of this stuff's for, so I don't know what those camels represent. But there's a decent number of them. And then let's just have a look at these. Oh, wow, the detail on these is... I mean, the only C1 game I have is Zombicide, and they're pretty good miniatures in there as well. So this is a real treat for me to go through a game of such. Oh my god, these are epic. I'm used to just that standard size. I've got the Abomination once again in Zombicide, but the amount of the large miniatures in this. So that's each of the top is each of the 5 gods that come in the base game. That's amazing. And then you've just got just a bunch of weird, fantastical creatures there underneath. Like this, there's a Sphinx thing there with snakes coming out of its mouth. There's this scorpion. What? Okay, he's got a mummy in his back. Okay, it's like a mobile sarcophagus or something. And then giant alligator coming out of ground. The size of these things, though, I'm just not used to having. I haven't got any games with miniatures this big. Yeah, so that is the base game of ANKH, and we'll move on to some more of the extras now. First up, we have the Pantheon expansion, and this introduces 5 new gods to the game, so it gives you more replayability. So it's every component you need basically for one of the gods to start the game. So you've got the main figurine, the followers, the tokens. I like that the artwork is very similar, although it's bright, it's very similar to the base game one with the columns, one of the gods in the middle there in a striking epic pose, which I believe is the miniature, is that pose for the miniature. So this is just a smaller rule book, just 3 pages. It just gives you the rules of any differences for these new 5 gods, any tokens they require, any special abilities they have. And then underneath that you have the ANKH tokens, and again in a box I'll be opening up later on, I believe there's a whole bunch of plastic versions of those, same as these. So every character has their player board, their merge god board there, and their cards in the pack. And as I said a bit earlier there, I'm not going to open all of these. 1, to save time on this unboxing, which is already going to be quite long, and 2, it's not my game, so I want to leave my friend some stuff to open up when she gets this back. So yeah, there's the cards. Then you've got the base, and I will say that you get them from 5 to 10. The colours are starting to get a bit sort of like beige, brown, primrose yellow there. There's some more of those tokens, and I don't really care about that because I want to get to the miniatures. So I do fear that a game like this is going to push me over the edge to the dark side and just start back in miniature games. I've done well to keep away from it so far, but I don't think it's going to last much longer. So here we have all the gods. So this is Set, the god of chaos, with a massive snake as a sidekick there. Who do we have here? This is Thoth, god of knowledge. And then we have Hathor, the goddess of love. And then this is the one I think everyone's going to be fighting to play over, Horus. That is such an imposing miniature, so much bigger than the other ones in the set itself. Yeah, that is an epic miniature. And then last up we've got Bastet, the lioness goddess. I like that she's got the 2 big cats on her stand there as well. Really nice. And then you've just got the followers as well. And I like the plastic for these is quite nice. I've had some. I haven't got like full miniature games, but I've got a couple of games, and you get sort of, especially the swords and stuff, the thinner parts of the model, and it's either warped or bent or even broken. Especially like the War of the Ring miniatures, how they were. It was almost like a rubbery plastic, and every spear was just drooping, shall we say. But this is quite a nice tough plastic in that, and you can see all the blades in that are all straight. The staffs are straight, so that's nice that the quality's there as well. So that's the first expansion. Let's move on to the next. Okay, next up is the Pharaoh expansion, and this looks to deviate. The artwork on the front there looks to deviate from the previous stuff with, as I mentioned, with the pillars and the gods in the middle. It's actually my least favourite of the box covers from the set that I have to do here. But this expansion actually adds a whole new mechanic to the game. It says on the blurb about taking it away from the gods and more giving it to mortal man. So it's all about the Pharaoh and the priests and giving favour and supporting the Pharaoh. So I really like the fact that you can play the base game with lots of fantastical creatures and that, but then there's this whole other module you can just whack on there to change the way the game works. So this rulebook is a little bit more in depth than the last expansion, because there's not just characters introduced, but there's different rule sets, different boards and everything. So these are I don't really know. I mean, that's Pharaoh's Palace by the looks of it. You've got a political track, I think, on the back there. I think there's a better version of that coming up later on in the unboxing as well, one of the extras. And some new cards now, some different cards than we've had before. Yeah, I just think it's really nice. There's a whole new dimension to the game, really. And then once again, we get to the miniatures. Which one to pick up first? Which one? Got to be the gold one. So this is the Pharaoh itself. The rest of those in the set are the priests for different player colours, but this is the Pharaoh. It's not gonna lie, I picked it up and I hoped it'd be metal. Not gold itself, sprayed gold, but it's just plastic. So I was a little disappointed with that. But it's that same as before. It's that firm, solid plastic, so that's good. So the quality's there, and again with the details. So it looks like there's 3 priests per character, and also this you'll notice this has got priests for the gods from the base game and the gods from the Pantheon expansion as well. So there's not like 2 extra Pharaoh expansion packs in case you don't get one. This covers both the previous 2 boxes for the priests there. Just gonna look further through. Was Set the god of the lioness god or something? I know she was the pink one. But yeah, it's just and they're all numbered as well on the molded plastic. Every single slot is numbered. It's interesting. Yeah, more miniatures for ANKH. On to the next. Now we have the Guardian set, and this adds obviously more miniatures, but also another sort of extra gameplay thing. Not quite as in depth as the Pharaoh's expansion, but it's they're almost like sort of extra characters you can obtain to give your god more sort of bonuses, modifiers maybe in combat, and there's only 5 different ones in here. So obviously it's a 2 to 5 player game, so they're not specifically related to a unique god as such. I think you can just, you have these guardians for your character in a game. As you can see, there's pairs of each one there, and as I say that, there's 3 of that one. Thanks for making me a liar. But then there is a smaller miniature as well, so it's the smallest one. There's 3 of those. And while the gods themselves, obviously they're quite fantastical creatures, sort of like half man, half beast. These things seem to have more of a grotesque edge to them. You've got the skulls on the front there. It looks like snakes for teeth, some kind of like bear crocodile hybrid. Except for this guy. This guy just looks like an absolute badass. Just a lion head and muscle. Yeah, that's the one I wouldn't want to go up against anything in a fight, to be fair, but that guy looks like the baddest. This guy has faces on his knees and a scorpion tail on his stomach. Looks like some kind of demon. These are, and this is the smallest one, so maybe that's why there's 3 of these. Actually, that doesn't look too bad either. That's just a cat lady with a scythe or something. And then back to grotesque with dog and snakes coming out of his chest. Looks like something from the movie The Thing, sort of mid-transformation or something. Yeah, just extra gameplay element. If you get bored of the base game, you can mix up and add some new stuff in there. On to the next. Now this is the Divine Offerings pack, and it's the first box I'm going to open today that doesn't have miniatures in it. This was a, I don't know if it's a stretch goal or just an extra, but it's a lot of the thin cardboard components, the boards and such from the base game and one of the expansions. They're just high quality, thicker boards we've got here. First of all, you've got actually the ANKH tokens themselves, which are just punchboard tokens. They've given you just plastic for each of the 10 gods there, full sets of them. Let's take a look at the best colour there. Yeah, just really satisfying, like the sort of the sound they make. You know, the plastic piece is just much nicer than the cardboard. I know it's a luxury, but sometimes with these Kickstarter games, that's what it's about. And they'll just look really nice on the table, and they'll be waterproof. So that's them out of the way, and then underneath this sort of insert here, let's get out of the way, and these are all the upgraded cardboard pieces. So you've got all the merge boards for all 10 gods. So the 5 from the base game and the 5 from the Pantheon expansion. If you lose battles, okay. So yes, it's just depending on which 2 gods are merged together, sort of the 2 lowest players in the game at any one time. Then you have different effects by the looks of it for who's involved in that. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how people are finding it already that have played it. I am going to look online because it's an interesting mechanic, but I know sometimes trying something new like that can sort of split people's opinions. And then these are the character boards, and it's really nice that they have little punch-out sections there, so you can you'll have little holes in them, a lot like the character boards, the small character boards for Tokaido. So you put your player colour in the top right corner of it where the hole is, so you'll be putting tokens in there. It's a really nice touch, and that's all the gods in thick cardboard. Okay, so we're nearing the end now. Just quickly before we get onto the final box, we've just got these very, very small boxes. They didn't come anything else with this, but it's the Kickstarter exclusives for the 2 main expansions. So this is the from the Pantheon expansion. So you've got the yellow tokens and the cat miniatures there that go with set. And then this is the Pharaoh expansion extras. So you've got some Sphinx models to go there. I think there's 5 in the box, and they look pretty good. Same quality as everything else in here. Some nice tough plastic as well. And then you also get the like with the Divine sort of the box, or the thicker cardboard components. This is the same thing. It's the Pharaoh's Palace and the diplomacy track, I think it is at the bottom there, and it's just the thicker cardboard. In fact, I'm not even going to bother getting out. So yeah, it's just an upgraded version of that. So on to the final box. And here we are, the epic finale of this unboxing. This is the Tomb of Wonders, and it contains all of the stretch goals for the campaign, I believe, apart from a few of the ones that are included in the boxes. And I think this was a stretch goal itself, the actual having the box to keep it all in, which is a nice touch, as opposed to having it all loose. It keeps with the artwork from the early ones, although there's no god in the middle this time. It's the 2 pillars and the pyramid. But this box is as big as the base game. So we've got another manual or something. So we've got Ptah and Sobek. So we've got 2 new gods, so that takes up to 12 gods now, and some extra bits. And then there's this guy. Okay, he looks imposing. We'll see. Hopefully there's a miniature when we get to that. This box contains all the miniatures. We'll do that in a second. Save the best for last. So here are all the boards and tokens for the 2 new extra gods. And there's my reflection in the cellophane. And okay, devotion board. That's another thick cardboard one. Some more cards for the new gods. Wow, that looks insane. And then here we are. So this is a lot of upgrades for sort of tokens and stuff in the game. Everything was upgraded to plastic versions. So what have we got here? Oh, we've got some more of these smaller cards, these sort of poker-sized cards first of all for the new gods. Same as the other one, so I think there's just a set of these for each. Yeah, there's Sobex cards. And then let's take the lid off this. So we have a lot of plastic. So we've got the bases for the two new colours, for the two new gods. These are the, I think there's like a track, there's a board with sort of 4 tracks on it, and you move those to then carry out an action. And I like that these are all different designs on them as well. It's really nice. So they're cardboard in the with little plastic standees in the base game, but 3D full plastic there. And then these tiles, I don't know what they do, but get some nice J.J. Abrams lens flare off of that gold there. So they're really nice. I'm assuming there's some more hex tiles. I didn't get a good look at the punch boards earlier on. I'm assuming there's some hex tiles, and these are just 3D plastic versions of those. They're really nice. What should we look at next? So this was definitely a hex tile. I just had the picture of the city on it. So these are nice model versions that remind me of the scene from Indiana Jones with the staff. But that's a really nice touch as well. I mean, this is really sort of deluxifying the game now. And these pyramids, I mean, even down that could have been a smooth surface, and that has got the sort of stonework, and then you've got the hieroglyphics around the base of that there. It's just, I mean, this is going to look fantastic when it's all set up with all the miniatures and everything on the board. And there again, you've got the sort of engravings on the temple walls there. It's and then the obelisks as well. And I've seen these look fantastic painted as well. I've seen some of those done. And then we've got some more tokens. And oh yeah, so these are for the two new gods, again in their colours. And then I don't know, as I said before, I didn't follow the campaign. This isn't my copy of the game, so I don't actually know what all these represent, the number of tokens and that. It's really nice quality. Let's just take a look inside this one, because it looks like there's not just the same kind of token, and it's got that same gold on it as well. Really nice. Okay. So again, I don't know what they're for, but just proper deluxe version of this game. And then it's the same for these. Again, I'll just get a few of these out, but it's the same thing. It's, you know, it's the nice dark red plastic there with the gold trimming on it. Oh, no, there's a nice texture to the plastic as well. It's a nice touch. Again, could have just been smooth, but it's just that little bit extra there. And I'm not talking like a C1 fanboy. I've only got one of their games, so I'm just seeing this as its own entity. But yeah, it's just really nice touches on little details on all these different things that just make it stand out a bit more. And then here we go, the last box of miniatures, and wow. I mean, there's not much. If this was like a Marvel game, I would wax lyrical about the characters and probably talk about non-board game related things. I can't do that with these. These are just characters to a game I don't know. But I'm just going to go through them all one at a time so you can see the different kinds. So that's the followers, I guess, for the two new gods, and then all these things in the grey. These are all sort of shared. I mean, we're going back to the creepy ones again, aren't we? With some kind of priest with a giant bird outfit, and a snake guy. Yeah, there's just so much detail. I mean, look at all that sort of the flowers there around the robe area at the base. Fantastic. Just yeah, I like and again, and I'll repeat myself a lot in this. Proper durable plastic as well. It's really nice. I didn't feel when I was picking any of these up that there's anything that's going to bend, especially because this is my friend's copy and not mine. I was more anxious unboxing this than I would have been one of my own games. But these miniatures are all very, very sturdy. So I wasn't worried about bending or breaking anything. Even these guys, I've already picked this one up, but they're just showing you like the spears and that. They don't feel fragile, which is really nice. and this again with all the, sort of the bandages or the sort of raggedy material coming off the arms there. It's nice and firm. And then, oh my god, these are these. I mean, my friend paints, and he paints really well, and I feel like he's gonna, if he settles down to this, he's gonna have a field day with this. So these are the two new gods, the last of them. 12 gods though, that's gonna be really, really good for replayability. You got a maximum 5 player count, and you're not always going to play with that player count, but you know that's 12 gods you get to try just on your own playing through this to try and find a favourite. It's the game set in Egypt. You've got to have scarabs. That's just, I think that's a law. And then this thing, some kind of griffin or yeah, just look at the feathers on the wings there. Oh, and a cobra for a tail. The size of these things. And that looks like some kind of like a phoenix or something. That's gorgeous. As soon as I finish this, I'm going to go back online again and look at some more the people have done the painting of this, because there's just so much miniature to paint there. And then, oh wow, this is, wow, that's so, oh, that's, so his sort of weapon there is like a crocodile. It's like a mace shaped like a crocodile, and he's got a shell for protection there. That's okay, here we go. This is the one. This is, I've seen something about the players have to decide and agree that this character is within the game. I don't know if it's like the Pharaoh where it's not character specific and all of you control it or none of you control it, and it's sort of an autonomer. But I mean, that is a fantastic looking miniature, and I can see like there was one earlier on that had like the coffin on his back. I think it was the scorpion. You can see he's got them on his arms there with the mummies inside them. But yeah, this has been an epic unboxing, and that is ANKH. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like more content, head over to Instagram @alwaysplayblue, or check out the website alwaysplayblue.com. Thank you.